Welcome back to our channel. If you're a coin enthusiast or simply love collecting rare and valuable coins, then today's video is for you. In this episode, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the Jefferson nickel. More specifically, we're talking about the Monticello Jefferson nickel, so if you have one of these nickels sitting in your collection, you might want to stick around until the end. First up, we're exploring a classic piece of American coinage, the Monticello Jefferson nickel from 1970 nickel from Exo without a mint mark. And in very fine condition, this iconic coin, known for its historic design and lasting appeal, has become a valuable item for collectors. Stay tuned as we reveal its story, key details, and current market value. If you're a coin collector or simply curious about the worth of this 1973 Jefferson nickel, you're in the right place. The Jefferson nickel series was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, the coin pays tribute to the third president of the United States, Thomas Jefferson, and his renowned Monticello estate. The 1973 Jefferson nickel, like many other coins in the series, features Jefferson's portrait on the obverse side, with the Monticello mansion on the reverse side. The lack of a mint mark indicates that this particular coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. The 1973 Jefferson nickel, though not considered an extremely rare coin, holds significance for collectors due to its age, historical context, and unique characteristics. Coins produced in the 1970s reflect a period when the U.S. Mint was transitioning in its production methods, and this makes certain additions and conditions more desirable in today's market. Let's take a closer look at the design elements that make the 1973 Jefferson nickel stand out. The obverse side features a left-facing profile of Thomas Jefferson, along with the inscriptions "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," accompanied by the year 1973. The reverse side showcases Jefferson's Monticello estate with the inscriptions "E Pluribus Unum, Monticello, 5 cents in United States of America." What makes the 1973 edition unique is the absence of a mint mark, which indicates that it was minted in Philadelphia. This small detail can have a big impact on the coin's value, especially for collectors looking for variations from different mints such as Denver or San Francisco. When it comes to coin collecting, the condition or grade of the coin plays a crucial role in determining its value. The 1973 Jefferson nickel we're discussing today is in very fine condition. But what does that mean? A very fine grade indicates that the coin has been in circulation and shows moderate wear, particularly on the high points of Jefferson's hair and Monticello's details. However, the major design elements and inscriptions remain sharp and clear. This condition is higher than the average circulated coin, making it more desirable and valuable to collectors, while uncirculated and higher-grade coins, such as extremely fine or mint state, would have a higher value. The very fine condition still makes this 1973 nickel a piece worth considering for its historical and collectible value. Now let's talk about the current market value of the 1973 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark in very fine condition. As of today, prices for this coin can vary depending on the demand, availability, and the specific qualities of the individual coin. Based on recent auction results and sales data from coin dealers, the value of a 1973 Jefferson nickel in very fine condition generally ranges between $55,000. The popularity of the 1973 Jefferson nickel, even in circulated conditions like very fine, can be attributed to a few factors. First, it's part of a long-standing series that has been in circulation for decades, making it a familiar and accessible collectible. Second, it holds historical significance as a reflection of 1970s American coinage. Third, collectors often seek out coins from specific years or those that complete their Jefferson nickel collections, driving up demand. If you're a collector or someone looking to start a collection, this 1973 Jefferson nickel could be an ideal addition. Its affordability and historical background make it a great piece to own, even if it's not the most valuable coin in your collection. For those considering investing in Jefferson nickels, there are a few tips to keep in mind. While the 1973 Jefferson nickel in very fine condition may not have a high individual value, collecting these coins in bulk or acquiring higher-grade specimens can offer long-term investment potential. Look out for coins in uncirculated condition or those with rare mint errors. These can appreciate over time, making them worthwhile assets for any numismatic portfolio. Additionally, as interest in historical U.S. coins continues to grow, there's always a chance that coins like this 1973 nickel could see increased demand and value in the future. Next up, we're diving into a fascinating topic, one that's often overlooked by casual collectors and coin enthusiasts alike: the 1962 Jefferson nickel. This coin, featuring Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his historic home, Monticello, on the reverse, might seem ordinary at first glance. But what if I told you that a very fine condition 1962 nickel without a mint mark can fetch a surprising price in today's collector market? The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, the coin pays tribute to one of America's founding fathers and the third president of the United States, Thomas Jefferson. His iconic portrait graces the obverse, while Monticello, his beloved estate in Virginia, adorns the reverse. The 1962 edition, however, holds a special place in numismatic history due to its relatively high mintage, yet somewhat elusive nature in very fine condition. In 1962, millions of Jefferson nickels were struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The absence of a mint mark on the coin indicates that it was produced in Philadelphia. While the total mintage was high, approximately 97 million, finding a coin in very fine condition can be challenging. This is because circulation wear, scratches, and other damage have diminished the number of high-quality coins available to collectors. A very fine grade means the coin shows moderate wear on the high points but still retains most of its details. Jefferson's hair and Monticello's columns should be clearly visible, and the rim should be intact. It's this balance of quality and rarity that makes the 1962 Jefferson nickel an intriguing find for collectors. So, what is the market value of a 1962 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark in very fine condition today? While these coins are not typically considered rare, the demand for high-grade examples has steadily increased over the years. Currently, a very fine condition 1962 Jefferson nickel can be valued anywhere between $78,000 depending on factors like luster, eye appeal, and historical significance. However, these values can vary. For coins that are exceptionally preserved with original mint luster or have an interesting error such as a double die or off-center strike, the value can be significantly higher. The 1962 Jefferson nickel might seem like a groundbreaking coin to most. It represents an era of American history and numismatics that continues to captivate collectors. Coins like these serve as a gateway into the hobby, encouraging new enthusiasts to delve deeper into the nuances of coin collecting. And as we've seen, even a small detail such as a mint mark or condition grade can make all the difference when it comes to value. Whether you're just starting your collection or looking to invest in coins with potential future value, the 1962 Jefferson nickel is a piece to keep an eye on. If you're considering adding a 1962 Jefferson nickel to your collection, here are a few tips to keep in mind. Aim for coins with minimal wear, clear details, and no major scratches or dents. Look for unique features. Errors or unique variations can increase a coin's value significantly. Always inspect your nickels carefully. If you believe you have a high-quality coin, consider sending it to a reputable grading service. This can authenticate its condition and increase its market appeal. Keep an eye on market trends and auction results. The value of coins can fluctuate based on collector demand and market conditions. The 1962 Jefferson nickel might seem like a small piece of metal, but it holds a wealth of history, artistry, and value within its modest frame. As collectors continue to search for pristine examples, the demand for these coins is likely to rise. Who knows, maybe that humble nickel sitting in your drawer could be worth more than you think. Next up, we explore fascinating coins from around the world and discuss their unique features and market values. Today, we have an exciting coin to talk about: the Monticello Jefferson nickel, dated 1974, with the D mint mark and in very fine condition. The Jefferson nickel has a long and storied history in the United States coinage. First minted in 1938, this series was introduced as a tribute to the third president of the United States, Thomas Jefferson. The obverse or front side of the coin features a detailed left profile portrait of Jefferson, designed by Felix Schlag. This portrait remained largely unchanged until the early 21st century, becoming one of the most recognizable designs in American coin history. On the reverse, you'll find a depiction of Monticello Jefferson's plantation home in Virginia, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site today. Schlag's rendering of Monticello emphasizes the neoclassical style architecture that Jefferson was known to favor. The name Monticello is inscribed above the building, and below it, you can see the denomination 5 cents in the country's name, United States of America. The D mint mark, indicating that this coin was minted in Denver, is located on the right side of the building, just below the inscription. Now let's dive into the collector's market value of this specific coin in 1974 with D Jefferson nickel in very fine condition. But before we get into numbers, let's discuss what very fine condition means in numismatic terms. A coin in very fine VF condition shows moderate wear. The high points of the design are smooth, but all major features are still clear and sharp. There may be some light wear on the highest points of Jefferson's hair and the Monticello building, but the overall details remain intact. When it comes to Jefferson nickels from 1974, they are quite common in circulation due to their high mintage numbers. Over 277 million were produced at the Denver Mint alone. However, finding one in very fine condition today can still be a challenge, as most have been subject to years of circulation wear and tear. So, how much is a 1974 with D. Jefferson nickel in very fine condition worth in today's collector market? The value of a coin like this can vary depending on a few factors such as demand, market trends, and individual collectors' interest. Generally speaking, a 1974 with D. Jefferson nickel in very fine condition can range between $80,000 in retail value. The real value of such a coin lies in its potential for appreciation over time and its place within a complete Jefferson nickel collection. High-quality specimens, especially those graded higher than very fine, can fetch even higher prices, sometimes up to several dollars or more, if they are in uncirculated condition. As mentioned, the condition is a major determining factor. Coins in better conditions, such as extremely fine EF or uncirculated unk, will always command higher prices. The D mint mark indicates the coin was minted in Denver. The mint mark can still play a role in its value. Look out for error coins. Jefferson nickels with double die errors, off-center strikes, or other unique minting mistakes can be worth a significant premium. While the 1974 with D isn't tied to a major historical event, Jefferson nickels as a whole are collectible due to their connection to one of America's founding fathers and their enduring design. If more collectors are looking to complete their Jefferson nickel collections, this coin could see a rise in value, especially for higher grade examples. So is it worth holding on to your 1974 with D. Jefferson nickel in very fine condition? Absolutely. The Jefferson nickel series is a cornerstone of American numismatics and a complete set and investment plus. You never know how the market will change in the future. Demand for certain coins can increase as new collectors join the hobby. If you have a 1974 with D. Jefferson nickel in your collection, take good care of it, store it properly, and keep an eye on the market. You might be surprised by how the value evolves over time. Next up, we're diving deep into a fascinating coin that has piqued the interest of collectors around the world, the 1964 with D. Monticello Jefferson nickel, and not just any 1964 with D nickel. We're talking about a very fine condition coin with a unique green shade that gives it an eye-catching appeal. Could this be the gem hidden in your coin collection, worth more than you think? Let's find out. Before we get into its current market value, let's take a closer look at what makes this coin special. The 1964 with D. Jefferson nickel was minted at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the small D mint mark on the right-hand side of Monticello's dome. During that year, the United States Mint produced a massive number of Jefferson nickels. In fact, 2,787,400,000 nickels were struck at the Denver Mint alone. So at first glance, it may not seem like a rare coin, but there's more to the story. What truly sets this coin apart is its unique green shading. Over the years, the composition of nickel and copper used in this coin has undergone natural chemical reactions, resulting in a distinctive patina that gives the coin a greenish hue. This can occur when the coin has been exposed to certain environments, perhaps stored in a particular type of holder or exposed to moisture. While some collectors may see this as a flaw, others view it as a characteristic that makes the coin more visually interesting and unique. The condition we're discussing today is classified as very fine, meaning it still retains a lot of its original detail despite circulation. In this state, the coin's primary features, such as Jefferson's profile on the obverse and Monticello on the reverse, remain sharp and recognizable. But the real question is, does this green shading add to its value? To understand its value, it's essential to consider the historical context. The 1964 Jefferson nickel was minted during a significant period in U.S. history. This was the height of the Cold War era, and 1964 was the final year the U.S. Mint used the older design specifications for the nickel before making slight changes to the die in subsequent years. As a result, this coin represents a transition period in American numismatics. A very fine condition coin is highly sought after by collectors because it shows minimal signs of wear and has a lot of its original details intact. Unique patina, the green shading, while it may not appeal to everyone, can make the coin stand out in a collection. Some collectors are specifically interested in coins with distinctive patinas or unusual colorations. Rarity in this condition, even though millions of 1964 with D nickels were minted, finding one in very fine condition with a unique green shade is rare. After surveying the current market, we found that these coins, depending on the strength of the green shading and overall appearance, can range anywhere from $100,000 for casual collectors. However, coins with exceptionally strong green toning and minimal wear have been known to fetch upwards of $150,000 at auctions. So, if you have one of these nickels sitting in your collection, it's definitely worth taking a closer look. The unique patina might just be what sets your coin apart from the rest and drives up its value. So what should you do if you own one of these coins? First, make sure to have it graded by a professional grading service. Getting a certified grade will authenticate the coin's condition and patina, making it more attractive to serious buyers and collectors. Additionally, if you plan to sell it, consider listing it on specialized auction platforms like heritage auctions or great collections, where rare and unique coins often fetch higher prices. Its unique green shade and very fine condition can significantly enhance its value. Keep an eye out for these hidden gems, as they could be worth much more. Have you come across any interesting Jefferson nickels in your collection? Next up, we're going to dive deep into a coin that has intrigued collectors for decades: Kwanzaa Monticello Jefferson nickel from 1960, featuring the D mint mark. If you have one of these coins, you might be sitting on something worth more than just 5 cents. We'll explore the history, features, and most importantly, the collector's market value of this coin in very fine condition. So let's get started. The Jefferson nickel series started back in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel design. Designed by Felix Schlag, the Jefferson nickel features Thomas Jefferson on the obverse side and his home, Monticello, on the reverse. The year 1960 was a significant one in U.S. history, and the mint continued producing millions of these nickels to keep up with the growing demand. Now, what makes the 1960 with D nickel special? For starters, the D mint mark indicates that it was minted in Denver. During this time, the Denver mint produced a little over 192 million nickels. Finding a well-preserved specimen in very fine condition can be a challenge, which adds to its value. Let's take a closer look at the features of the 1960 with D Monticello Jefferson nickel. Obverse front, you'll see a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson. Take note of the sharpness of the details, especially around Jefferson's hair and the lettering "In God We Trust in Liberty 1960. The D mint mark can be found just below the year on the right side. Reverse back. The reverse showcases Jefferson's iconic home, Monticello, with the words E pluribus unum, Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America. In very fine condition, you should still be able to make out the details on Monticello's dome and the pillars, even if some wear is present. Metal composition: the 1960 with D nickel is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a total weight of 5.00 grams. The condition of the coin greatly impacts its value. In very fine VF condition, the coin will show moderate wear on high points like Jefferson's hair and the Monticello's dome, but the major details should still be well defined. Now let's talk about what everyone's really interested in: the value of this coin in today's collector market. For a 1960 with D Jefferson nickel in very fine condition, there are a few factors that influence its worth. Condition: coins in very fine condition are considered mid-tier in the grading scale. This means that while the coin may have some visible signs of wear, it still has plenty of detail and remains an attractive specimen for collectors. There is consistent demand among collectors who want to complete their Jefferson nickel sets. The demand for high-quality specimens has increased over the years, contributing to its market value. Finding one in very fine condition is less common than finding circulated or lower-grade coins. This makes VF specimens relatively scarce in the market. Based on recent sales and market trends, a 1960 with D Jefferson nickel in very fine condition can be valued between $110,000. This may seem like a fortune. It's a significant premium over its face value of just 5 cents. Higher grades, such as extra fine or uncirculated, can fetch even higher prices, sometimes reaching several dollars or more. But can a 1960 with D nickel be worth even more? The answer is yes, under certain circumstances. Though proof Jefferson nickels weren't struck at the Denver Mint in 1960, collectors sometimes mistakenly identify highly polished or well-preserved specimens as proof coins. Always authenticate your coin before assuming it's a proof. Collectors place a premium on Jefferson nickels with a full steps designation. This refers to the steps on Monticello being completely visible and uninterrupted. While finding a 1960 with D nickel with full steps in very fine condition is unlikely, if you do, its value can be much higher. So what should you do if you have a 1960 with D Jefferson nickel? Make sure you have a professional grade the coin if you believe it's in very fine condition or better. Even slight differences in grading can affect the coin's value significantly. Carefully examine the coin for any signs of errors. Check for double dies, misstrikes, or any irregularities that might increase its value. Preserve the coin's condition. If you're holding onto your coin, keep it in a safe, dry place, preferably in a coin holder or album. Avoid cleaning it, as this can reduce its value. Research recent sales. The coin market can be volatile, so research recent auction prices for similar coins. The 1960 with D Jefferson nickel in very fine condition may make you rich overnight. It still holds a respectable place in the coin collector's market. Its historical significance, coupled with its intricate design, makes it a beloved piece for many numismatists. And who knows? If you have one with an error or an exceptionally high grade, you might just have a hidden treasure. Thank you for joining me today. If you found this video informative, Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and click on the notification bell to stay updated with more content like this. What other coins would you like me to cover? Leave your suggestions in the comments below. Until next time, happy collecting.